Hey guys, this is Matthew here with Adrenaline Cycles. Just going to go over a few things on the differences in RS, DS, XMR, XRCs. Just a few things people have as new buyers they may be interested in knowing on the X3 models, questions we see asked online. I know all the acronyms in your Can-Am labels get a little confusing and stuff, so hopefully this video helps you out, clears up some stuff, and helps you in your purchasing process. All right, one of the biggest questions I see online and that we get asked, what's RS mean? What's DS? What's XRC? What's XMR? Your DS will mean 64 inches wide. It doesn't matter if it's XDS, DSRR. If you see DS in the title, 64 inch wide machine. As we got right here, 72 inch will be your RS. If you see RS in the title at all, it is a 72 inch machine, just like this. Now your XMR, your XRCs, they are your rock crawling or your mud edition. We have an XMR sitting over here. They are available in both 64 and 72 inch widths. If you see later on in the video, I'll show how to tell the difference using your A-arms and your trailing arms. This is a 2022 X3 XRS with smart shocks. It's turbo RR. We'll dive more into what the X package is, RR, etc. means, but just know we're talking about an RS 72 inches. Say maybe the stickers are gone, you're just looking at pictures online, you're not sure how to spot the differences. Dead giveaway is going to be your A-arms, upper and lower on the 72 inch. They're a beefier box style, as you can see here, compared to the 64 inch. You come over here, you have your tube style upper and lower A-arms, a little smaller. Another way to tell these apart, if you don't have a good shot of the front, you're looking at one online, something like that. The 72 inch width or your RS will have this solid trailing arm going here. You don't see any holes or anything going on. I'll show you what I'm talking about comparatively on the DS over here. DS or your 64 inch models will have this skeleton style trailing arm with the pass-through right here. All right, now we're going to go over the XMR, the XRC. Easiest thing to remember, you see XMR, the M, it's your mud setup. So here you have the ITP Cryptids, obviously a mud tire. You're going to have front bumper, you're going to have your winch. These are available in 64 and 72 widths. Lower doors, the XMR, you come around back, has your snorkel kit. This is a 23 XRC. It's the 72 inch option. As you can tell from your A-arms, this is the rock crawling. That's what the RC stands for. Has the Maxi Liberties. It has your front bumper. It has your winch. Just like a XMR has different tires for what its purpose is, this does as well. Also has the lower doors, integrated rock sliders, A-arm guards up front, trailing arm guards out back just to keep you from banging stuff up on everything, and 15 inch bead locks. All right, first thing we get asked about, aside from the width differences, we get asked about horsepower. There's several options over the course of 2017 to 2023. Your two big things to look for though, intercooler versus non-intercooled. 99% of the time, if you see a non-intercooled Can-Am X3, you're looking at 120 horsepower. As you can see in here, there is no intercooler. Now, if you come over here, we have a 200 horsepower machine. You have your intercooler located back here. If you see an intercooler, depending on the year, depending on it being an R, an RR, you may be looking at a 154 horsepower machine, which is 2017. After that, you had the 120 option without an intercooler. Then you had the 172 horsepower option for a few years. That was on your R models. If you see an RR, 195 horsepower up until 2022 when the RR model became the 200 horsepower and they discontinued that 172 horsepower option. Now in 2023, your base model will be tuned up to 135 horsepower. So no intercooler will either mean 120, 135, unless you have a rare 2018 900 high output motor. It has no turbo, it is just 90 horsepower.
And that's all I have to say about that.
All right, all of our X3s run Fox shocks. There are some differences depending on the model you get. You'll hear people say, oh, that has better shocks, that has worse shocks. What they're talking about when they say that is really just, you have your intro model shocks here. These are the easiest to tune, however, so I kind of like these. They just have firm, medium, and a soft setting. Then if you want to get a little fancy, it does ride a little better, you have your RC2 shocks over here. You'll see they look a little different. You adjust your high-speed compression with a socket, your low-speed compression with a flathead screwdriver, and then down here you can adjust your rebound with a flathead screwdriver. Next and highest option is essentially an RC2 shock, but you won't see adjustability here. There is a switch inside this machine that works just like a rocker switch. It is Sport, Sport Plus, or Comfort, and it automatically does the job for you in here on the fly. Now, probably the most important aspect of buying a side-by-side to me is your differential. Up until 2022, there was a little bit of a problem of choosing, do you want Visco lock, do you want Smart Lock? Can-Am done away with the Visco in the X3s in 2022. Everything is Smart Lock. If you're looking at an older machine and you're not sure, Smart Lock will have this, it looks like a little module, this black plate here. You'll know you have Smart Lock. Smart Lock is capable of full lock-in four-wheel drive, has stronger axles, and if you come up here, another dead giveaway, probably should have started with this. You'll actually see the button for full lock, and it says Smart Lock on the bottom. All right, managed to track down a Visco lock to show you guys what those look like. If you check under here, you will see the absence of that computer module. It's just a solid case. All right, guys, lastly, just want to touch on a couple things that changed throughout the years that people may or may not be aware of. Starting in 2022, the XMR and XRC are only 200 horsepower. Prior years, you had a 120 horsepower option. Then everything with 200 horsepower starting in 2022 has the P-Drive clutch. It's a lot quieter system. You don't hear that rattling in your clutches when you're going down a hill. The only thing that did not get that upgrade in 2022 was your base model DS. The DS, however, did get upgraded to Smart Lock. All X3s in 2022 have Smart Lock across the board. Starting in 23, the base model gets the P-Drive clutch as well and gets that bump to 135 horsepower we mentioned earlier. Some big changes that came about in 2022 that we're proud of. We're running 30 to 32 inch carnivores straight off the floor, depending which model you get. You're not stuck with those smaller bighorns. You get a 30% more reinforced cage this year. Back here, a big complaint everyone had on the X3 was the pull plate. It just had these 6 little bolts holding it in right here. We upgraded to 10 positions. Then we got the double sheared knuckle. That way you hit this middle radius rod, you don't cause a bunch of carnage back here. Then just a couple things I wanted to touch on I forgot about earlier. XMRs and XRCs, RSDS, same gearing across the board. They have the same transmission, they have the same engine. Tune in your XRC is a little different due to those cryptid tires they run. They're gonna bog you down to about 65 miles an hour on that tune. Most years up until your newer X3s are tunable so you can get that top speed. It's just a safety reason. The only time you'll see a difference in axle size on a factory machine, Visco Lock versus Smart Lock. Smart Lock has a beefier axle. And a little disclaimer for this video, all this pertains to factory machines. If somebody has upgraded with a tune, if somebody has done different offset tires or added aftermarket trailing arms or A-arms, may be completely different, but this is a good beginner guide for you. If you have any questions at all, PM us at our Adrenaline Facebook, Adrenaline Cycles phone number 606-258-0005 if you have any questions. Thank you.
Find a size factor on the fun factor. No factory OEM belt. This belt with XRC or XMR. We'll start here at the front. This is a bumper we have made. Style hose, the part number we give you. We'll get this done.